after Holt was not going to be safe. So we left Vasily to take Cage's body back, and then we wandered off, and then we found Cage's body staked in a field, and then we buried Cage, were attacked by dire wolves, and it's the morning after the night of the dire wolf attack, and a couple of us had managed to get a long rest in. How's that for a summary?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty darn good.
I read the notes.
There we go. All right. Okay, so over to you guys then. You are on the main map, and we are using the party token, and it is now the next morning. Yeah. So that's where we're up to. Is that right?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure I'm on track as well.
Yep. Next morning.
Yeah. So
Fisk and I had a sleep in so that we could long rest and get our hit points back.
Yep.
okay, so it is now 9 nights until the wedding.
Yep.
Yeah, just start at my little tracker.
That's okay. Determined to get there, wear a nice hat, kill Strahd. So action, right?
Yeah. So you're at this little pocket of sort of a lake, a couple of miles across, that flows, that will flow back into the Lunar River as per the map that you guys have as your party does have a map. Yeah, over to you. What would you guys like to do?
I think we were still planning to head around this way, weren't we? I'm just going to move the token. We're going this way up around the lake.
Yep, that's correct.
Yep. So we're still moving in search of ignoring or trying to sneak around Valakai area altogether. And I don't know if we're going to go to Van Richten's Tower, but we are going to look for the Sun Sword. Mm-hmm.
So Esmeralda wants to sort of understand what the plan is. She, because you did discuss going to Van Richten's Tower. That I thought was something. So she's quite keen to go there, but equally, she expresses an interest to know more about this Sun Sword, and what is it, and where is it? She has heard and is aware of rumours about some great weapon that could kill Strahd.
Okay. Well, I guess we heard about it from the Vistani fortune teller. That we think it lies in the Amber Temple, and which is kind of that way across the map. And what's that? Northwest. And we were going to go with some duskers.
Temple is northwest.
Isn't it? I thought it was northwest.
So north is to the top of the map, yeah?
Yeah. I always thought the Amber Temple was kind of northwestish.
As you turn around and you look at the massive mountain that is, many miles to almost your direct south, called Mount Garcus, covered, that you can see a little bit through the mist in the early morning. The sun glinting off not the sun, but something glinting off the icy grey peak of Mount Garcus.
Is that where the Amber Temple is? Up my directions.
That's where my directions. The Amber Temple is. Okay, somewhere in the foothills of Mount Garcus. Not necessarily like on the summit, but somewhere in the foothills.
Okay. My bad. My direction is obviously. I thought we were the other way. All mixed up. I thought we were the other way. Okay, then. If we're heading towards the Amber Temple, we should be going down. So what are we going down? So what are we doing? Are we going to go Van Richten's Tower first and then come back down, or drop back down?
Where are we going to Van Richten's Tower?
We were going to try and see if Van Richten would be there. Weren't we, originally?
For the purpose of
Esmeralda. And also that he may have some good tips for
killing Strahd. killing
Probably
strata.
more-
I'm trying to think of a polite way of
Probably
saying.
more-
I was trying to think of a polite way of saying that. But
It's
yes,
more
exactly.
prudent to go sun sword
more
first.
prudent to
and
go
then
sun
that
sword
way.
first and
So
then
at least we that way. So at least we that and then move
secure
forward.
that
And then we've got
move forward.
not
And then
sound
we've
mean,
got
but we've got
not
old
sound
mate
mean, but
Ezzy
we've
in the
got
back to help us
old
fight
mate Ezzy in the
some
back
people if
to
we
help us
need
fight some people if we
Mm.
need
for a bit longer.
Mm.
for a bit longer.
Yeah, so we could, because we've come around that lake, right? So I'm looking at the big map of Barovia. So we could follow that ridge line down almost towards Mount Garcus, maybe.
We're fairly close to there. It'd be crazy not to head down that way.
Yeah, okay. Is it Garcus? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to head south, Dunk.
Okay, so south is up, like quite, it's going to be quite hard going, because you're going to actually be climbing up, as you can probably see on your map, on the screen, where you are, sort of, you're right down the bottom, so you've got like 1, 2, 3, 4 just to get up to, up to here. Right, you've got like to basically, climb, several hundred feet.
Would it be easier to go?
Would it be easier to go
the waterfront?
around the waterfront,
sort of that
around
and
that lake,
the Lunar
and
River,
along the Lunar River,
and Selenkia Pass?
and Selenkia Pass?
I agree, yeah.
I'm looking at the map.
As in what way? As in what way?
Where are you looking at the map? I think I need to refresh my screen. I think I need to refresh my screen.
I'm looking at
If we head towards without actually going there, we should cross the Lunar River and hit the road that goes north. And then somewhere there might be a road down and around to the bottom of wherever that mountain is. Essentially we'll be following Nikki the river, as Nikki said.
You go that way.
Yeah, I think maybe we could even stay on this side of the river to get to that road.
I was thinking that way.
Yeah.
Climb up all of
Yes.
Climb up
No,
all of these.
follow the river. No, not climb up, follow the river.
So as in go
Around that way.
around. So as in go
Around that way.
around.
I think the
like
river's
I think the river's
up here and
the
comes
river's up
down that
here
way.
and comes down that
Vague
way
memory.
from vague memory.
I'm just opening up the map. Yeah, I'm just opening up the map.
So if we go that way.
So if we come over that
You're
way.
thinking go down Lunar Lake. You're thinking go down Lunar Lake and then hit that road that is the Soul Lenka Pass, and then that takes us across.
Still quite a bit of climb, but the road
Still quite a bit of
takes us
climb, but the
close.
road takes us
Yeah.
close.
Trying to look at that map, yeah.
Trying to look at that map, yeah.
So if that river does
So if that river
does
which
flow,
way is
I
the
guess
river
it's
flowing? 'Cause
which
then,
way is the river
trying to get a
flowing?
boat
Because
that
then
way,
you
but
know
if it's flowing
trying to
the
get a
opposite
boat that way.
way,
But if it's flowing the
like
opposite
north away
way,
from the mountain,
like
which is
north
the
away
way I
from
think
the
it might be.
mountain, which is the way I think it might be.
But I guess if we walk along the river,
But I guess if we walk along the river, it's
easier.
easier going if we
Even if
trace
we
the
cross-
river.
Yeah,
Even if
just
we
follow the
cross,
river to
yeah,
that
we just
bridge.
follow the river to that
Cool.
bridge.
Something or other
What's it called?
pass.
Something or other
So
pass.
we go past the ruins.
Ruins.
And then
Cross the
cross
river.
the river.
Solenka?
Yeah, but that's only if we cross the river. The
ruins would be miles away across the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We stick to
We
the
stick
side
to
we're on.
the side that we're
Yeah,
on.
the east
Not gonna
is-
go-
Yeah, the east.
Not gonna
The
go.
ruins are going to be in the
The
distance.
ruins are going to be in the distance.
And we just go right down to
and
where that bridge is.
We just go right down to where that bridge is.
Yep.
The bridge.
Solenka.
With the
Yep.
path. The bridge.
And then we're on a
Yeah.
path.
And then we're
Yeah.
on a path.
Path may well take us where we
Yeah.
want to go.
Path may well take us where we
Well, the
want to go.
Salenka Pass, it kind of goes
Oh,
off
the
that
Salenka
map,
Pass,
doesn't
it kind
So
of
we
goes
don't know
off
if it
that map,
curves around
doesn't
and
it?
up
So we
the
don't know if it
mountain or
curves
not.
around and up the mountain or not.
Just
So I guess,
if there's a temple there.
so I guess,
There's a temple
Yeah.
there.
yeah.
It looks like a road leading towards her, so
It
it
looks
makes
like a
sense,
road
right,
leading
if we
towards her.
just
So it makes sense, right,
the
if we
river down.
just follow the river down.
It's a cunning plan.
It's a cunning plan.
So who drew the pink lines?
Me.
Once you right, so
Me.
that's going uphill, basically, or through a valley to that other river, from what I see. Yeah.
No, so we want to come round.
No,
and go
so
this
we
way,
want to come
right,
round
towards
and
the
go this
river.
way, right, towards the river.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Trying to,
Yeah.
just trying to. So I can't see the other
So
map. It's not loading. Can't see the other map. It's not
Oh,
loading
isn't it?
for me.
Okay.
Oh, isn't it?
So you're going to
Okay.
basically contour around. Yeah. So
Yeah, contour around that lake.
Yeah, contour around
Until we
that
get to
lake,
the
until we
end of
get
it,
to the
towards
end of it,
Bolstov, halt.
towards Argent-Bolstov.
As if we're going that way, but we're not.
As if we're going that way,
And
but
then
we're
we'll hit
not.
the river and follow the
And then we'll hit
down,
the river
whatever
and
it's
follow
called,
the river
Lunar
down,
River,
whatever it's called,
Mhm.
Lunar River,
until we hit Salenka
until we
Pass,
hit
or that bridge.
Salenka Pass, or that
Salenka
bridge.
Pass. And that will put us
That's
on the
Salenka
road.
Pass. And that will
That
put
goes,
us on the
disappears,
road
which we
that
presume will
goes,
go to the temple
disappears,
if
which
there's
we
such a
presume
temple
would go to
there.
the
If it doesn't,
temple
it
if there's
goes off
such a
the map
temple
somewhere
there.
else.
If it doesn't, it goes off the map somewhere else.
Hey,
okay.
Maddie.
So
At least
Hey, Maddie.
it's like less mountain
At least
climbing. It's like less mountain
so if
climbing.
you're going by the contouring around past the forest into the marshes, which is sort of here. Just that's what your intent is? You're going to come across into and stay on the river edge in the marshes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the marshes will be
exactly.
hard going. So your movement will be halved. So instead of 12 hexes a day, I'm going to let you.
Well, I guess if we find the marshes are hard
Well, I guess
going,
if we
may well
find the
cross
marshes
river
are
if
hard
there's a
going, we
point
may well
and
cross
use
the
road
river
on
if
the
there's
other
a
side.
point and use the
If we
road
see
on
a
the other
road.
side if we see a road.
Just trying to see if there is a road.
Just trying to see if there is a road.
It looks like marshes on the other side.
It looks like
marshes on the other side of the river
I can't
too.
really see that map very
Does it?
well.
I can't really see that map very
Yeah.
well.
I'll
Hey,
put it in.
Yeah.
I'll
Hey,
put
Just
it
out
in.
of interest, is the
Just out of
river
interest,
flow
is
going
the
towards the
river
south?
flow going
coming from the
towards
north?
the south
coming from
or
the
coming from the
mountains
north?
and going to the north.
Yeah. So it's not the right
Yeah.
direction we need.
So it's not the right direction we need.
Oh, yeah, I can see the marshes now. So
I can see the marshes
it look
now.
like-
So it's just, it looked like.
But if we follow that sort of that dotted
But if we
line,
follow
ridge
that
line
sort of
that's
that
close
dotted
to the
line, that
river,
ridge
right,
line
we
that's
avoid
close
the
to the river,
marshes.
right?
Yeah,
We
so you
avoid.
can contour. So that won't impact impact your movement.
Yeah,
Now,
because
Yeah,
you
because
can do 12 hexes. I'm going to say in a day, right? But
Mhm.
you can push out 18 if you're going to walk at night. Okay, so you get an extra 50% if walk at night and walk fast and not take rests and that sort of thing. But you will get a level of exhaustion, on the second day of doing that if that's what you're doing. Particularly, or if you don't long rest. So.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's do that.
Okay.
We'll follow the ridge line.
Well,
then.
let's do that. We'll
So
follow
you
the ridge
draw
line
me
then.
where you're going to go, and you can
I
go.
did that orange line.
I
We're
did
just following that
orange
first
line. We're
initial
just
contour.
following that first initial
Okay,
contour.
so
I can't see anything more than that
I
circle.
can't see
on the
anything
map,
more
so I
than that
can't draw any
circle
further.
on the
I
map,
see,
so I
okay.
can't draw any further.
all right, so that's
Yes.
yeah. So
Yes.
you've moved, roughly 6 miles. And yeah, so far you've just contoured around the lake.
So that's the plan then, is
So
to
that's the plan
keep
then,
following
is
this
to
contour
keep following this
so that we
contour
can
Yeah,
progress.
just
so
above
that we can
Yeah,
progress.
just above the
to
swamp.
stay away from the swamp.
Yeah, to stay away from the swamp.
Is that cool?
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here. You are here. And you can see, so you pretty much know, the going is to be expected. There's it's forested. There's some animal tracks, particularly as you run around the contour. There's certainly no tracks. There's no path. You've had to be basically fighting your way through bush. So you're really blazing your own trail, but moving relatively unimpeded. You certainly do see that it's quite boggy down there, and several miles to the west, just over here, you can make out what appears to be these like old ruins in the swamp. It's through the mist, and as the mist sort of clear and buff it in and out down the Luna River. You can see across the river some old ruins. Almost due west of you.
That would be the ruins of Perez
That
on
would
our
be
map,
the ruins
right?
of Perez on our map, right?
Is that where Barovia is?
Well, she's a marsh witch.
Well,
so she'll be
she's a
around
marsh
there.
witch,
No,
so she'll be around there. No, she'll be.
So if you
So-
wanted to hang out somewhere cool,
So if you wanted to hang
Hill's
out
the way to
somewhere
go,
cool,
right?
Hills would be the way to go, right?
Kind of makes sense in a way.
So during
Kinda
the
makes
day, you
sense in a
don't
way.
really encounter much animal life, and you find that interesting. Wolfrall, particularly being a druid and attuned to nature. Certainly in the swamps below, you can make out, some animal life, birds, along the river. But walking along where you are, you do realise that it's like sort of bereft of, some life. You see a little bit, but it makes you think that if you were to be doing any foraging, then that would be a little bit more difficult. Now, what rations have you guys got?
No, I don't like
Beg your pardon?
I don't like this question.
So in terms of
Inventory, rations wise, I've got 8 days worth.
Right. So you want to now be all deducting 1 day's worth of rations, please.
Yep.
As you're coming into the afternoon light now.
Tighten our belts.
And also water. What are you guys doing for water?
Well, I would have assumed we would have filled up.
Well,
at
I
the
would have
lake,
assumed
right?
we would have filled up at the lake, right?
I could
Well,
be a
so-
bastard and say I don't remember
Well,
anyone
so-
saying that, but I will take that as a fair assumption that you would have filled your
Yeah.
water skins. So
Yeah.
can I just
Cool.
quickly have everyone just have a quick save me looking at all your character sheets.
Mhm.
What are you carrying in terms of water carrying capacity?
1 water skin.
So Fisker's got a water skin.
I've got a water skin.
I've
Maddie?
got one
I've
water
got
skin, one
1
container.
water skin, 1 container.
I don't know if I do.
It's usually kind of standard. It comes along
It's usually
with your,
kind of standard. It comes along with your
like traveling kit.
traveling
You know,
kit.
it's like your mess kit.
It's like your mess kit.
What's up, Bandit?
What's up?
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. She's got soap though,
Yeah.
Soap, but no
Yeah.
water skin.
and no
Soap,
rations.
but no water skin.
So, and neither does Esmeralda.
Okay, so we're going to have to try and hunt
Okay,
for
so
some
we're going to have to
food.
try and hunt for some food.
And your water is
Nice of-
pretty
Gonna
much.
have to share
You guys
water.
all will
Gonna have to
need
share
to
water.
work out how you're going to source some water.
Well, we can always go down to the river.
The fact there's no animals here, though, worries me about the quality of the water. Minimum we'd want to boil it. First.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. So we can do
worry
that.
me there's a witch
So we
around.
can do that.
There's a witch around. What other problems there might be with the water. There might be with the water and.
Yeah. Well.
I have an iron pot, so if we want to, we can pick up the water and boil it. I don't have much, but I've got a pot.
That's
good.
Got a pot
That's
and
good.
soap. So
You're a clean tiefling.
Out here being COVID safe.
Okay, so that's fine. So what time of day is it now,
that's
Dunk?
fine. So what time of day is it now, Dunk? How far have we gone?
So essentially, I'm montaging the day for you. What you have is sorry, just let me come back 1 sec.
Because in some ways at night it might
Because
be
in
good
some
to
ways
camp
at
in the
night
marsh
it might
with
be
the
good
river
to
to our
camp in the
back,
marsh
because
with the
then
river
we're
to our
only
back,
defending
because
in
then
front
we're
of
only
us.
defending in
It's
front of us.
unlikely anything will
It's
cross the
unlikely
river, right?
anything will cross the river, right?
She says, crossing fingers.
She says,
Maybe.
crossing fingers.
I could be wrong.
I could be wrong.
But again, Wolfroll, can you?
But again, Wolfroll, can you, in
find
terms of your survival, can you find us stuff to eat plant-wise?
We can always cook up the stew and save.
We can always cook up the stew and save our rations then.
Yeah, I can definitely look for edible
Roots and tubers.
edible
tubers.
Yeah.
That's what we're after.
Nature check as we go for edible.
Yeah, we can collect as we go.
Yeah, we
Dunk,
can collect as we go.
Nature
Dunk, is it survival
with a
or
druid?
nature?
I mean, for me, it's normally
with a
survival.
druid?
If
I
I'm
mean, for
looking
me,
for
it's
food
normally
and water.
survival if I'm looking
It's
for
gonna be
food and water.
survival. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Well, maybe everybody should get in on the survival. And Wolfroll can teach us as we go what we need to look for, so we can
save rations.
Yep. So I'm happy to do that. So today you've walked around the ridge line. The sun is at the moment still up, but setting down to the west, basically almost where Yesterhill is. Well to the west from you guys. You can see the last sort of bits of shadow now creeping from the high ground across to your west towards you. The swampy area of the old ruins is now in the shadow of the hills. The Lunar River is in the shadow, and the shadow is now creeping across the couple of miles of swamp between you and the Lunar River. As you sort of look to the south, as you've been walking towards it the last couple of miles, you start to realise that it's quite desolate towards the south. It's starting to get more rocky, less vegetation, and all of you, now that you've stopped and you've sort of paused after working, you begin to note that it is significantly colder than it has been anywhere else that you've noted, except perhaps the odd chill down your spine in Castle Ravenloft. But the ambient temperature is starting to become a little uncomfortable on the cool side. And so now you haven't really gone up too far, but given that you're just sort of next to a swamp, a couple of 100 feet below you, or 100 feet below you, and a couple of miles away, and then there's sort of the snow-peaked caps of Mount Garcas catching the last glints of the sun through the mists, tells you that if you're going to do any sort of additional climbing or in altitude, it's going to get very cold.
Okay.
Shall we go? Because I just checked. Heathens eat normal human food, but prefer meat and enjoy it as rare as possible. They readily consume bone gristle, marrow, blubber, blood, whatever. But they can survive on unusual food and even ash. So if we have fires,
Oh, that's very handy.
Oh,
You can
that's
just
very
survive on
handy.
ash.
You can just survive on ash.
Charming.
Handy.
Nice. So
Nice. So,
okay, that's helpful.
okay, that's
so
helpful.
in terms of setting up camp
Okay,
for the
so
night,
in
if we
terms
go
of
down
setting
to
up
the
camp
river,
for the night, if we go
the
down to
flying
the
part
river,
of the river should
the
be
flying
clean enough,
part of the
and we
river
can
should
still
be
boil the
clean
water.
enough, and we can
But
still
we can
boil
also
the
try
water.
fishing
But we can also
for
try
food,
fishing
so that we're not
for
using
food, so
or
that we're not
consuming
using
a lot of rations.
or consuming
And then
a lot
maybe
of
we
rations.
can smoke the fish
And then
over the
maybe we can
fire,
smoke
so
the
we can
fish
take
over the
extra
fire,
rations with us.
so we can
Dunk,
take
would that
extra
be
rations
possible?
with us. Dunk, would that be
Sure, if
possible?
that's what you guys want to do. As the
I bet we
sun's
did.
setting.
I bet we put enough rations for a couple of nights.
We put enough rations for a
I
couple
say
of
we
nights.
don't waste time with
I
that.
say we
push
don't
on
waste
to one
time
of the
with that.
tributaries.
We push on to one of the tributaries that's coming out of the mountains.
Otherwise, we're going to be
And
going
fish there.
through.
Otherwise, we're
swamps,
going to be going through
and
swamps,
nasty stuff,
and
and blackened
nasty
catfish.
stuff, catching blackened catfish.
Yeah, let me
In the dark.
Yeah, let me
In the dark.
Sun,
In the dark.
And getting
And
Barbie.
I just don't see that plant
Yeah,
working
no-
out very well.
We've got
I
Yeah,
say
no-
rations at the moment. We've got heaps of
Push
rations
on
at the
south.
moment.
Push on
Okay,
Push
so
on
you're
south.
saying once
Push on
we
south.
get past this
saying
swamp
once we
near
get
the
past
Tsalenka
this
Pass,
swamp near
that's
the
where we
Tsalenka
fish and
Pass,
increase
that's where
our
we
rations.
fish and increase our
Yeah, I saw a
rations.
couple of tributaries coming
Yeah,
down.
I saw a couple of tributaries coming down from the mountain, from Vasarkas on the map. I saw one.
There should be one further down.
There should be
There's
one
the one-
further down.
There's
There's
this
the
main one that we're
there's
walking along,
this
right?
main one that we're walking
That's the
along,
only one.
right?
And then we've
That's
got
the only one.
Tsalenka
And then we've
Pass
got
and Luna Lake.
Tsalenka Pass and Luna
But
Lake.
we're right on the river there. We're right on the river there where we get to Tsalenka Pass there, and it goes into bridge there, and it goes into that lake. That might be a good place to do some. That might be a good place to go into the mountains if you can fish.
Fish and smoke.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the map,
And in the first tributaries in the
and in the first
swamp
tributaries
right
where we are, the next one's
further
further down
south.
south.
There's likely to be another.
There's
one,
likely to
I'd
be another
imagine.
one, I'd imagine.
Worst case is
Worst case is
pass
we get
anyway,
to the
and
pass
then
anyway,
we're out of it.
and then we're out of it.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking of making sure.
I'm just thinking of making sure.
Okay, so we'll go for a bit longer.
Okay, so we'll go for a bit
just water-wise,
longer.
though, we do
I guess
need
just
to do
water-wise,
something
though,
with
we
our
do
water
need to
skins
do
and refill
something
them,
with our water skins and
particularly
refill
if
them.
we're sharing.
Particularly if
So
we're sharing.
We're still going to have to try and get
So
some
we're
water
still going to
tonight,
have to
right?
try and get some
Boil it
water
up.
tonight, right?
I don't know how much
Boil it
water
up.
we used.
I don't know how much water have we used.
You pretty much, you all got, like, between all of you, because Maddie and Esmeralda have had to drink from you. You probably, how much water does a water skin hold?
That's what I'm looking up at the moment.
That's what I'm looking up at the moment.
I don't know. I would think.
I don't know. I would think
Container-wise.
container-wise.
It's going to be a couple of litres.
Yeah.
4 pints of liquid.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it says.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it says.
So it's not much, right? So we do need
So
to
it's
get
not
water.
much, right? So we do need to get
water.
water. So we're going to have to go down to the river at any
character needs
rate.
1 gallon of water per day, or 2 gallons per day if the weather is hot. A character who drinks only half that much water must succeed on a 15 Constitution saving throw or suffer 1 level of Constitution. How many pints in a gallon?
God, old school. No idea.
God, old
But
school.
I do know
no
we need
idea.
to go get water.
But I do know we need to go
rehydrate,
get
so that we
water,
don't lose on any
rehydrate, so that we don't
constitution
lose on any
saving throws and fill our
constitution
water
saving
skins.
throws and fill our
Hey,
water
there
skins.
are 8 pints.
Well, hang on, let's think about it before we
Hang on, there's 8 points.
trying to get a little bit of water in the dark.
gallon.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually need 2 water skins per day.
Yep. We need to refill during the day.
We need to refill
Yeah.
during the day while we're walking.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So,
That's what.
can I get everyone to do,
That's
thanks
what-
for getting us here, to our first saves of the day. Constitution saving throws. Thank you very much.
My
So,
survival's a bit.
Starfire, you are
My survival's a bit.
Wolfrall, you are fine.
Good.
Yeah, of course. Now, can you just check your race as to whether you are equally affected, because being a tiefling, water may not be as readily available, so let's check that. And Fisky, my good man, you've got one of those dehydration headaches, so you are, can you please add 1 exhaustion level to your character. Now, in the D&D Beyond character sheet, you can now actually apply those conditions to your character?
You can.
Sure can.
You can.
Sure
Which is
can.
exciting. I can't remember how to, but sure. Sure.
Level 1. There we go.
How do you add them again to your sheet?
On D&D Beyond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember. How did you do it?
How did you do it?
Active conditions?
Is it conditions?
Yes,
Add active conditions? Yes, it is.
Grappled and
That's where it's
incapacitated.
frightened,
So just across
grappled,
from
incapacitated. So just across from defences like cold.
being dragonborn.
Damage
resistance to cold.
Damage resistance to cold.
Yes, which will become handy for you.
Yes.
That's the night.
So I
Yes.
vote we all go down.
So
boil
I
up lots
vote
of water
we all
and get
go down, boil up lots of
rehydrated
water and
down
get
by the river.
rehydrated
So that's
down
what
by
you're
the
going to do
river.
tonight.
I don't know. We're not all going to rush off on.
We're not all going to rush off on every time
No,
Maria
no.
says
We
something.
need to make a decision as a group and as a
We need to
party,
make a
and
decision
I'm
as a
not
group
real
and as a
keen
party,
on
and
rushing
I'm
into the
not
swamp
real
at night.
keen on rushing into the
Quickly,
swamp at
I
night.
suggest we sleep. and in
Quickly,
the morning
I suggest we sleep, and in the morning when it's daylight, and we move further south and we find water. At that tributary, we can see
and head straight
on
to
the
that
map.
in the morning.
And head straight to that in the
Which
morning.
tributary is that though?
Which tributary is that
Hang
though?
on.
Because is that the one with
Hang
the
on,
near it?
I'll draw
That
it.
one
I'm
there.
going to it. That one there.
20 feet
That-
on.
20 feet on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably a smarter idea.
See, that was the one I was thinking to move.
See, that was the
I
one I
felt
was
like we'd be
to move
protected if
to
we had
because I
water
felt
at
like
our
we'd be
back.
protected if we had water at our
Well, I
back.
figured it was dark now, so we.
Well, I figured it
that's
was
still
dark now,
three
so
hexes
that's
away,
still a
which
3
is
hexes
quite a
away,
distance.
which
Am I not correct,
is
Duncan?
quite a distance.
Yeah,
Am I not correct, Duncan?
So we can't really
Two.
move 3 hexes.
So we can't really
move
move 3 hexes at night. We need to camp where we are.
And in the morning we'll move.
And
3
in the
hexes
morning we'll move
to that river.
3
and we'll be
hexes
able to.
to that river.
And
we'll be able to.
Yes.
And rehydrate.
Yes.
In the daylight.
Know if my character
In the
needs
daylight.
water or not. I can't find it anywhere. All it says is
find it anywhere. All it says is.
So I'm going to say then what we'll do is you don't need one today.
Okay.
But by you can go probably 2 days. So yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Because as a creature, you will need water, but you, given what it said about food, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
So keep a note of that. Right. So the party has had its discussions, standing around on the on the side of this hill. There are a few trees about. It's mostly sort of dry brush, and of course, as I said, the creeping shadows now coming across you as the last twinkles of daylight begin to fade.
Is there a reasonably looking
place
for us to camp? That's
place for us to camp.
without
It's a little bit secluded without
us out in the open.
putting us out in the open.
Secluded. I mean, you could go up. You could climb up a little bit. There's a little pocket of forest, or not forest, but shrubberies up there. But even where you are, there are no tracks about. You are basically walking on this land.
Okay.
What you do notice, though, however, is that there are now more birds in the swamps coming, or more bird sounds coming from the swamps than there was just at sunset.
Night birds.
Night birds.
Go hunting Frisco.
Trying to get rid of me, NATO.
I was thinking you could shoot some down with your little arrows.
Birds at night don't tend to taste very good.
Birds at
They're usually
night don't tend to
bats
taste very good. They're usually bats.
and other.
He's trying to give you
And
COVID.
other.
Actually, it could be a
He's
really
trying to
nice
give you
fluffy
COVID.
owl.
Actually, it could be a really
You
nice
didn't
fluffy
get
owl.
it. I was trying to get you to
Bat.
eat a bat.
I was trying to get you to eat a bat.
Wet market.
What's that?
Trying to get you to
What's
eat
that?
a bat.
Trying to get you to
COVID.
eat a bat like COVID.
Right.
Ebola.
So, you guys just let me know when you work out what you're doing, because at this stage I'm going to say that you've all eaten hard rations, so no one's cooked anything at this particular stage. So can you just make sure, Maria, that you're actually going to have to either take off another 2 days' rations, or tell me how today Maddie and Esmeralda were fed. And the rest of you all need to take a ration off as well. If you don't have a ration, then that's another ration or Maria's 8 that she had.
Oh, why me?
Well, whoever's got the rations.
Well,
I need 5. Sorry, I need 5 rations consumed today, right? 4 because actually, Maddie, I'm going to give you the pass on eating something, but you need to tell me what that is, what you've eaten today. Otherwise, I need 5 rations consumed. You're all out of water, essentially, of which Fisk is now dehydrated and has a throbbing headache, which is probably why he's being so testy and doesn't want to walk down to the marsh. And it's now getting quite twilightish.
I'm eating inorganic rock.
When we take our first long rest, I want to prepare some different spells for the next day. My known spells for the next day should help. That should help. Such as create or destroy water.
Oh yay! Oh yay!
So I'm working on that. Working on that. Long rest after the first long rest after we realise we're water and food limited.
So you guys, when you work out what you're doing tonight, let me know, because I'm just assuming you're just bantering amongst yourselves until you say, okay, Dunk, here's the plan of what we're doing, including whether anyone's staying awake, whether anyone's running a shift, if anyone's currently looking out, or you're all just very busy about planning. Is anyone on watch at the moment, particularly? These sort of things.
Right, do you want to plan our watch?
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
I'll watch first.
So how's that working with your long rests then?
I go first and I long rest. After that.
So you're off to bed early.
Yeah.
So I've already long rested, so I can go whenever.
Yeah, but you've got a level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
What about Esmeralda? How did she?
She's
fare with the Right. So I go, then Ezzy. Then Ezzy can go.
Okay, so just to keep it simple, we're going to say it's 6 p.m. now, and at 6 a.m. or at 5 a.m. there's daylight, right? There's dawn-ish twilight, pre-dawn light.
How many hours for a long rest? That works, so I can watch. I've watched for the first 2-3 hours.
So do you need a long rest, do you? You didn't have one last time.
No, I don't really need one. I've got all my hit points.
Anyway, you guys need to work out what's going on, because I can't see how you can all long rest.
Yeah. Well, Fisk needs to rest. Esmeralda and I are fine. Anyone else lacking hit points?
Nope, I'm good. I long rested the night before.
So Wolfrall needs to long rest if she's going to
create water.
Spells.
So maybe you can go first. So then you can watch first and then long rest. Because you need 8 hours uninterrupted sleep.
Or rest, like you don't have to be sleeping. It's just an extended downtime.
Okay.
Just for noting, I've got 6 rations for the group of rations.
I've just taken one off. So I'm down.
So I'll just read this to you. A long rest is a period of extended downtime, at least 8 hours long, during which a character sleeps or performs light activity, reading, talking, eating, or standing watch for no more than 2 hours. If the rest is interrupted by a period of strenuous activity, at least 1 hour of walking, fighting, casting spells, or similar adventuring activity, the characters must begin the rest again to gain any benefit from it. So is everyone clear on that? So you could do 2 hours of watch, right? And get 6 hours sleep
and still
have a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Or in Wolfrul's case, 2 hours of preparation or whatever, and then 6 hours sleep. So that's what you guys got to need to plan on to, as you're now in the wilderness, and it's also going to be quite cold tonight.
Let's get our little campfire going.
Can we? So, what order do you guys want to do the watch? What order do you guys want to do the watch in?
I'm easy. I long rested the night before. So I think Wolfrul needs it the most. She's going to create water. I'm happy with whatever. You guys can.
Why don't you watch first, Wolfrul, then you've got the rest of the night.
All right. Sounds good. I'm just checking my got my wild shape. Help me with resting.
Because everybody will need to take a shift if we're starting now.
Maybe not with that. Maybe it's with.
But irregardless.
Yeah, all right.
But irregardless,
I'm doing the first. So I'm doing the first watch. Is that?
Yeah,
but I think I've got it also But I think I've got it also
can I watch
preparing. So can I watch and prepare at
it
the same time?
It doesn't matter because if you watch and it's not part of your 2 hours because you're first. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool.
So if Wolfrul goes, then Esmeralda, me, Maria, Bisky.
So that's what you're doing?
And we've lit a fire.
So, Wolfrul, you're successful in terms of engaging your additional spells, and nothing occurs during your watch. The rest of the evening, the chill does come in. Now, does anyone have any warm clothes or some sort of sleeping bag, bedroll type thing? Does anyone?
I do. I'm just checking. I think I do.
I think I've got a bedroll. If you don't
have a bedroll, I'm going to need you to do a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Or we could lend it to that. We could always lend it to that person if we're not if we're on shift. Do you know what I mean?
Sharing your bedrolls.
Do you know what I mean?
You're still going to run out of bedrolls though at some point. How many bedrolls do you have? So Maddie, you don't have one, yeah?
I've got one.
I have one.
I have one.
Yeah, I've got one.
So there's 3 bedrolls, yeah?
Yep.
And none for Maddie and Esmeralda.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Who are sort of more the Marriott type girls really than camping girls.
If I slept in my wild shape, I don't know if I need a bedroll then. Would I? If I went into a direwolf form and slept.
Yeah, can you still long rest in your wild shape?
Yeah, I don't think it stops me. Long resting.
Okay.
Right. Can I? I'm just checking. Can I?
Yeah, just check that. Checking. So, Maddie, what I'll get you to do is just do a Constitution saving throw for me, please, now.
Oh no, I can only stay in it for 4 hours. Oh no, I can only stay in it for 4 hours.
And I'll do Esmeralda's. Right. During the evening, you managed to sufficiently stay close to the fire and your compatriots in order to not be, too adversely affected by the cold. But it certainly dawns on you that as a tiefling, particularly as you start now looking at the snow-capped mountain as the last of the light disappears on it overnight, that if you're going to be trudging up there, you're going to have to definitely need something to keep you guys warm.
That spooky sound effects then?
No, I don't know what that was. That wasn't me.
As you finish it, it went dun, dun. Something like that. Yeah, something like that.
I just got some sort of humming noise. That was weird. Okay. To what end is that at this point there is nothing else to report over the evening, and the next day dawns. You're still, your teeth are chattering, you're cold, but you've had no adverse effects. Fisk, the headache is gone, but you're quite thirsty.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep you at exhaustion until you drink, okay?
Yeah.
But as soon as you source water, you can lift the exhaustion. Okay. What do you guys want to do now?
I thought Wolfrel said she could.
Maybe create water. Is that right?
Yeah, I'll make some water.
How much can you create? Just out of interest.
How much can you create? Just out of interest.
I can create. I'll just display it. I can create up to 10 gallons. Up to 10 gallons in an open container. Or as rain in a 30-foot cube.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to have to be able to catch it in something.
Yeah.
A pot.
Guys, how good is this pot?
I guess in terms of a tarp.
If we could channel a tarp.
I don't know if we've got a tarp though.
To
like drain water into. Do you know
to
what I
like
mean?
drain water into. Do you know what I mean?
How many of us have pots?
Sadly.
You potless.
I have. Wait a minute. I have a mess kit.
I have a mess kit.
It's a tin box that contains
a cup and simple cutlery.
I can use one side can to be used as a cooking pan, and the other is a plate or shallow bowl, so it's not very big. No pot. Still going to have to boil water. Unless we could. Have we got anything kind of waterproof?
Waterproofish?
If we dug a hole,
Like a water skin. If we dug a
lined
hole,
the
a big hole,
you
lined
could
the
fill that
hole,
with water,
you could fill that with water,
and then we could take
wood from that, but it needs to be lined.
I don't think we have like a wax coat.
I think we have like a wax coat or anything, do
Why can't
we?
we just walk down to the water?
We can. We're just exploring.
Well, we can. We're just
before
exploring
we do the whole, go down to the water.
Before we do the whole, go down to the water, check out the river thing.
Go down and do it.
Go down and do it before I get thirsty.
Well, I can at least make you a pot. I can at least make you a pot. Whatever we can catch.
We could fill up our mess tins.
What about the bag of holding?
I don't know. I've never thought about that.
Can I fill that up with water?
I have carpenter's tools. If we get a tree, maybe I can make a bowl.
Hang on, I'm rummaging in the bag of holding, and I have got three extra water skins in the bag of holding
that we stole a
really long time ago. I think I think it was from the pirate ship. Sorry, I'm going to chuck the water skins. out of the bag of holding. Done.
I will.
So Esmeralda will now have a bag of holding a water skin. So that's half a day's water supply.
Yeah. And then we've got two others as well.
I'll snatch.
Okay, because you don't have one either. Too.
Ia can carry one.
Water skin for Ia and Ez.
And who wants to? Yeah, I'll just leave the extra one once we fill it. I can just throw it back in the bag holding. But yeah, I don't know. It's been a long time. Since we stole them. I don't know if there is water in there. I didn't mark it as full. But now I need to say one to Ia, one to Esmeralda, one spare. But there doesn't seem to be anything in the bag of holding that we could line a pit with and then fill water from a pit.
I don't think we'd want to be digging pits. Out here,
well, that was the only thing is if we had a concentrated rain, we don't have like a tarp or anything to catch it and then funnel it. So
I say we get down to that river as quick as we can and fill up all our water.
And then next time we're near a store, we buy a really big empty container we can take with us.
Yeah. Someone's just going to be rolling a barrel.
Maybe something that we can fold up. That is waterproof.
Can we start moving toward the water?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's what you're doing. So the approach is that you're just going to go and fill your water things up down at the there. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's basically taking you almost 4 hours to get there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
As you get there, you notice that the water where you are at the edge is kind of stagnant and a bit yucky. But if you were able to somehow get further out into that little bit of that sort of small lake that you can see just in front of you, but certainly like right at the edge in the swamp, you're on solid footing, and it's about maybe 60 or 70 feet where it's really soggy and you're probably going to sink into the bog, right? Before you get to the water. But you can see that water is also murky, and it's about another sort of 30 or 40 feet out from the edge of the bog where the water is less murky and got less gunk in it. Does that make sense? Because you are in a swamp.
Yep. Completely.
Yep.
So
just completely go to the river to get the water.
So it's daylight, we could move down to the river now.
Yeah.
It's not midnight.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's you're on your way, but right now, just before you continue on, if you start moving beyond here, you're going to start sinking into the bog to random depths that you may or may not, be able to move through.
Would this sink if he stealths around?
Sink and
He'll
stink.
quietly.
He keeps quietly
Doesn't he just kind of like pounce around? Doesn't he just kind of like pounce around? What if he's small and he's light on his feet?
Well, it's up to him to give that a go if that's what he wants to do. I mean, you tell me. So you've got 60 feet of swamp bog.
Ideas.
60 feet of swamp bog, right?
Yeah. Just walk around it. Just walk around it.
The swamp bog extends the entire. So see all the swampy bits on the map, right? The closer you get to the actual river, the more swampy, boggy. It's all. You've already got wet knees. You've already been sinking up to your knees to get to where you are. So I'm just saying that if you want to go any further, it looks way more swamp boggy. You know, what's that stuff that they you know, we all grew up quicksand type, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought there'd be a lot more quicksand. So you've got 60 feet of quicksand looking bog until you've got water, and then you've got like another 40 to 50 feet of water where the water is muddy and blurky and yucky before it clears up in where you know you have some sort of form of fresh water.
Is there a tree on the other side of the river?
Is there a tree on the other
side of the river? Yeah.
The river's like like where you are. You're probably like it's probably 100 meters across.
Yeah, but can our little friend with a bow tie some rope to his bow, throw it at something, and then jump across?
Sure.
That sounds like a great idea.
Have you got 100 feet of rope?
Have you got 100 feet of rope? Because I don't.
Have you got 100 feet of rope? Because
I don't.
I don't know. You got 100 feet of rope? Ideas. I don't know. I'm just having ideas. I'm the ideas man.
I like the ideas.
I do shit all.
The ideas.
I do
I've got
shit
50
all.
feet of rope. I've got 50 feet of rope.
Yeah, so you've got 60 feet of swamp bog. Then there's 40 feet, because I said 100 meters, not 100 feet. So it's 300 feet of river.
Are we Canada now? Are we Canada now operating in both
Canada.
All
right, so 300 yards across is the water.
What?
No.
Yards, meters.
Shut up.
Talking in 24-hour time.
No one knows what you're talking about.
Jason.
So basically, getting down to where we can actually get water is fraught with quicksand danger, and there's nothing to tie a rope to except ourselves.
Kind of what Nikki just said. That's pretty much the.
What if we 60 feet? Then he shoots his bow with his 50 meters.
Maybe we should use my spell. I can just fill the pot up a few times while you guys drink.
Oh, I thought you meant like a.
Is that how it works?
So you can either fill a container with essentially 10 gallons, which is 38 liters, right? And so whatever. So you can produce 380 liters of water.
I guess what she's saying is it all in one go? Or can she do it
So she can cause it to rain over a spot, or if you have a container that has a volume that she can put 380 liters in, then she could do that.
So how many liters is a pint? I don't understand.
So there's so let me just check that I've got this. So gallons to liters. So 1 gallon. Oh, it's sorry. Divide by 10. So the 10 gallons is 38 liters. So 1 gallon is 4 liters, 3.8 liters.
So I can make 38 liters. And can it only go into one container?
No.
Fill
so
the pot and all of our water skins.
Correct. So, so 38 liters of fluid can appear in one container. as long as that container has that volume.
What if I empty my backpack? We put the pot in the bottom of the backpack. Materialize water into my backpack, and you'll quickly fill your water skins up while we hold it open. At least we should get water into some of them. And have it in the pot by the end of the exercise.
It's an option, but we're going to lose a lot of water. It's an option, but we're going to lose a lot of water. But we're not going to get it anyway.
At least we'll have some water. More than one pot full.
Yeah.
More than
How
one
many
pot
times
full.
can you do that spell? How many times can you do that spell?
Probably quite a few times.
You needle cats.
I'm just checking, sorry. Probably 4 times at first level. I can do it at first level. I can do it at other levels, but I'm sort of wasting higher level slots.
That's okay. I was just curious.
Look at the cats just looking at us. Fucking bitches.
Bandit's playing for me. I stopped doing it. Did you give directions or was Fisk mean to her?
Fisk loves cats. What are you talking about? Dad loves cats. My whole chat with Dad is him sending me cute cats.
Because surely the backpack is somewhat waterproof. So I'm going to empty my stuff out. I'm going to ask the crew to help hold it up like a container as possible. Put Maddie's pot in the bottom of it, which is at least at least a good water holding receptacle. And I'll fill it up, and whoever's got hands free. Try to fill up the water skins that we've got lined up ready to go as fast as we can before it leaks out of the backpack. Give that a go. We'll give that a go.
So a backpack can hold 1 cubic foot, right?
That sounds like a lot of gallons. That's
a small backpack.
What's a cubic foot? This is just stupid.
So 1 cubic foot is 28 litres.
So most of the gallon.
Yeah. You'd lose 10 litres.
Well, as it overflows, we can catch it in Ian's
pot's at the bottom of the backpack. No, the pot's at the bottom of the backpack, isn't it?
Why?
I thought the backpack was going to be bigger. than that. So maybe
we need the pot to be out. We need the pot to be out to catch the overflow.
I don't know if it works like that. Wouldn't it just stop when the backpack's full?
No, you're going to produce 10 gallons. If you're going to fill a container, 10 gallons is going to appear. And so 28 litres of it, right? Because 10 gallons is 38 litres, right? 28 of those litres will be in the backpack, and 10 litres will just completely like a water balloon popping, fall down the sides of it.
All right.
That makes sense. Yep. So you're going to lose 10 litres unless you got something to catch, the water balloon popping.
Okay.
Alternatively, if you've got a container that can hold more than that, you could put it into that.
All right, let's try that then, I guess. Help running around with my pot. Like a homeless person at the Vatican.
Okay, so after about an hour of bloody rabbiting on, you lot finally decide that you're going to empty out the contents of Wolfwill's backpack. And there's a lot of strange things in there that druids keep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hands
and,
off.
Yep. Some of
Hands
you
off.
are embarrassed. Some of you are curious. And after that,
we can put them in the bag.
Wolfrill steps back and begins to cast, create water. All of a sudden, with a great slush, you manage to capture about 24 litres of water in the backpack. Now, how are you getting it out of the backpack?
Use the pot.
Okay.
And put the water skins in. and put the water skins in to fill them, right? You can just put the water skins in to fill them, right?
So 24 divided by 3.8 is what?
There's too much maths in today's game.
I know. Tell me about it.
Game. Didn't join D&D to play maths. Didn't join D&D to play maths.
6. So 6 gallons of water. So that is sufficient. You have, I think, actually 6 water skins, don't you? So after all that, you've managed to now capture 6 water, 6 fill 6 water skins with a gallon of water.
And
Bisque has something.
No, there's nothing left over from the pot.
why? Those 10 gallons. That's
10 gallons. Liters
that's 6 gallons.
Is what you actually netted out of that action.
Okay.
So 38 litres were produced, of which 24 you were able to capture because there's spillage, there's seepage, there's a whole range of issues. So that's what you got.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
So you are standing in the swamp. It's lunchtime now.
Will's got a trench wrap.
Will's got a trench wrap. Could have done that on the mountainside, but that's been an exciting adventure. A set of challenges that you've all managed to overcome. But congratulations on that. Now, I assume you pack all your stuff back up.
Mm-hmm. I do, and I'm being very careful. What I put into the wet backpack. My spell components. I'm going to keep in my component pouch. Wear it on my belt so they don't get damp and damaged or anything nasty like that.
We can carry some stuff if you need it. Though, as well.
Thanks.
I mean, we can take all that messy stuff. Like your kit that you don't want wet, things like that that you don't want wet. We can just stick it in the bag of holding. We can just stick it in the bag of holding.
Right. You can move 5 more hexes once you get yourself back onto solid ground. So
I'm doing survival.
So you're looking for the whole time.
Looking for food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, once you finish the day, we'll come back and we'll do that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not moving. Where are you going?
Well, Phil, you're foraging as well, aren't you?
I don't.
Yes.
We're continuing around the river, right? Crevice of the river, right?
Yeah.
So I just moved one.
3, was it 5?
3, was it 5?
You can move 5
3
from where you are.
4, 5. 5.
You moved 2 squares then.
No, I moved hexagon.
Yeah, you moved 2 hexagons, didn't you?
I just counted it like a retard too.
No, maybe you're right. Sorry, I might have. No, maybe you're right. Mine just jumped. Yeah, you did. Mine just jumped.
Yeah. So
you did.
You end up now coming to the end of the 3rd night, or beginning of the 3rd night.
So how many nights until the wedding?
7. 6, 7.
It was a 10-day, a week. Because remember in Faerun, a week is a 10-day.
So we're on night
3.
2 now.
3. Yeah, I think we may miss the wedding anyway. At this rate.
That sounds good. We're still alive. That sounds good.
Any day is a good day.
Hey, poor old Arena will be taken. Hey?
She's done. We don't give it. She's done. She made her bed.
Or was she failed by her compatriots?
Yeah, I think she was
charmed by the evildoer, taken into the very heart of his world.
If we didn't disclose our like mature bandits, we may still have had her. Yet didn't allow. Faith didn't allow.
Here you're much more comfortable. Certainly the druid in you and the stealthy thief, because you can find a spot to squirrel in amongst these trees. On the way, you've been able to forage. You've managed to forage a couple of frogs and some sort of, various insects along the way that look particularly unappetizing. And can I now just get you to do a survival check? Is that what it is down there? Okay, was that your 16? Yeah. Okay. Could you just now give me a simple 20-sided dice, or I can roll it here if you wish. Up to you. Whatever you want to do.
Let me just look for a 20-sided dice.
Do that.
No, just Starfire. Oh, right, there it is. Sorry. You've managed to, on the way, kill and, basically find a number of sort of, rodent-type creatures that sort of, running around the swamps, a python. And so you have sufficient meat and food so that you will only require to use half a ration for today, so you can supplement that in a quite feisty stew or cook up or whatever you guys want to do. Wolfrel, you managed to find a lot of sort of more vegetable type, a couple of mushrooms that are edible, a range of other sort of things that I've included now in simply stating that if you cook up something using all the bits and pieces the two of you have found, you'll have a hearty meal. Hopefully won't poison you, and you'll save obviously 2.5 rations or whatever it is that between you all.
That's good.
Unless Maddie, or 2 rations actually, unless Maddie's eating something strange again.
It's Maddie eating us, but we're cooking the food on.
And night is falling, so you're all long resting again.
Yeah.
And you're all taking. And what I need is everyone to do a Constitution saving throw, please.
I don't like Constitution. Can we do Dexterity?
Can you only create water once a day? Nikki?
No.
Oh, yeah, so I'm assuming, that you've done that a second time now, so that you're all consuming water, the stew, etc., etc. So please cast that again. So what we'll do is you cast it in the morning, cast it in the afternoon, or just twice a day. And you'll need about half an hour to an hour in order to sufficiently go through this whole process of decanting your backpack, putting it back together, getting the water out of it, etc., etc. So you need, essentially half an hour of time during the day to do that twice. So that's like 1 hour per day is now about creating your own water source. Yeah. Okay, Constitution saving throws. Fisky.
Yeah.
Where were you during the what time were you on shift?
Assuming we do the same as we did last time, then I was second last, I think.
So dog shift.
Yeah.
The shift order was Wolfrel, Esmeralda, Ea, Starfire, Fisk. So you were last. Yeah.
So who was that? Wolfrel, Esmeralda.
Wolfrel, Starfire, Fisk. That was the Starfire, Fisk. That was the running order.
And how many hours each?
2, wasn't it?
2, wasn't it?
Yep, it gives you 10 hours. Yep. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, that works. Yeah, so Fisky, about 3 a.m. you're struggling to stay awake. And you start to see something, you think, moving in the moonlit shadows of the little bit of forest that you're in. You're not sure whether it's a person, a tree moving, shrubbery. Perhaps that was an arm. What would you like to do?
Who was first?
Who was first in the? Who went to sleep first? Wolfram. Who went to sleep first? Wolfram.
Wolfram.
I'm going to slip quietly over to
I'm
you.
going to slip quietly over to you, stealthily, and just wake you.
And just go shh.
And
not sure if I've seen something.
Not sure if I've seen something.
I whisper. Message you.
Just in case there could be something out there.
So
Right.
I do have dark vision. So I'll try to see what Fisk is looking at.
I've got it as well. I'm just going to
stealth quietly towards where I thought I saw it, but if you can just watch me.
So, before you start to stealth,
which 29s I do.
Which is, 29s I do. Spectacularly effective. You see now that Wolfrall is awake. You see what looks like a group of adventurers.
Dun, 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 dun.
Like moving around and talking to each other, but there's no sound. There's no voices. There's just the occasional shadow and a bit of an outline of that. You certainly see that there's more than one now. It's about 60 feet away from you, down towards the southwest.
Does Wolfram see that as well?
And what's particularly interesting is that they seem to be interested in something on the ground that they're sort of gesticulating towards, or looking at. Now that it becomes a little clearer, is that you've sort of woken up a little bit, and it seems to be quite clear that these two, no, there's three. You see definitely now there's three figures moving around, looking at something on the ground.
60 feet to the southwest.
60 feet to the southwest. They seem to be like, you can't make out whether they're human or male or female, but they seem to have a backpack. One of them has a backpack.
Yeah.
You're certain of that. The other seems to have a cape.
I'm going to send a message to
Wolfrall.
I've got the distance, I think.
I've got the distance.
Well, you're still right next to it at this stage. You haven't moved.
I'm not talking. I'm just using my mind.
I'm not talking. I'm just using my mind powers
to say wake the others.
And I will just wake them quietly. Wake them up.
While waking them up. Stealth a little bit closer
to the southwest to see if I can.
So, you should be able to see yourself now.
Yeah.
Oh, I just moved you. Sorry. Did I just move you?
Yeah. It moved.
It moved.
That's what I meant to do. Yeah. So you can sort of see that basically down in this sort of area is where you can see sort of 3 figures huddled around talking.
Yeah,
no sound.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting. So I'm going to head that way. I was all stealthing that way.
As you get closer, you certainly see that they are indeed an adventuring party.
But I can't hear them.
Again, said.
Are they clear? Are they clear? Obviously it's dark.
Hey, give me a perception check on that. You're not really sure. Sometimes the mist is wrapping around them, and it seems you're not 100% sure whether it's the mist or just your eyes getting old, peering into the darkness. So, can I just get Wolfrall to do a stealth check, please?
Nice one.
Very good.
Nice
You
one.
managed to move about the position. Starfire.
Mm.
Can I get you to do a wisdom check, please?
Sure.
So just do a straight old wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. Done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maddie?
Done. Failed badly. Failed badly.
On to Esmeralda. Esmeralda wakes up without, my Alexa's, no, Esmeralda, not Alexa, wakes up and clearly, as a seasoned adventurer, she realizes that something is afoot and immediately begins to prepare herself. I might say too that the forest actually provided you a little bit more warmth tonight, so none of you need to do a check against the cold. Here, suddenly Wolfrall prods at you, and you wake up, and you see her face, and you realise that something is afoot. Starfire.
Yes, with my cold resistance. Yes, with my cold resistance.
Right. That makes no difference because it was quite warm amongst the trees overnight. But as Wolfrall prods at your scaly skin, you wake up with a start, thinking, dreaming, hoping that perhaps you were back home. Mother, you call. And within a second or two, or less than a second, Fisk, you hear someone call out from behind you. You're not 100% sure what they said, but the 3 figures stop. They crouch down and turn towards the sound.
On the plus side, maybe that's means they're not some bomb gas hallucination.
True.
They don't look very healthy though, do they?
Fisk, you're about 24, 25 feet from the closest.
Yeah.
There's shrubbery and some tree trunks between you, but you see them now crouching before you, peering. It's almost as if they're looking right through you.
And where did that voice come from? Behind me. And it's not a voice I recognise.
Give me a wisdom. Give me a insight check.
No. Absolutely no idea. Could have been your mother. No idea. Could have been your mother, and you don't recognise it.
Okay, what do the rest of you want to do now? Wolfrel, obviously, you get a bit of a shock with Starfire's exclamation. Ia, you and Esmeralda are basically now sort of peering around, and Wolfrel had sort of indicated to you. So can I just get you to do perception check, please, Maddie, as well as you, Starfire, just to see if you can orientate onto what's going on down there.
I'm going to try to help them by going Fizz and pointing towards Fizz.
So Maddie, you can't see anything. Obviously the trees are in the way. Starfire, you now can see, and you sort of go, holy fuck, stickle.
Holy what? Holy what?
Fuck, stickle. Write that down, Maddie. Take that to Germany. Introduce it like a virus.
I'm not. I already think we're bogan enough.
Bogan enough. It's very true. It's very true. Okay. What are we doing, team?
I'm going to stealth towards
Give me a stealth check. Oh no, you did 21 before. I'll let you off with that. You can move towards Fisk, but of course, do they see you? One of them sees you and begins to unnotch a longbow. You see this? It's not seeing you, it's looking past you, but you can certainly see that someone has triggered a response from these guys.
He's notching his bow, is he?
Yep. And it's initiative time.
I can't do anything else before then.
You can if you're quick.
Like a spell. Can I do it? Okay, I'm going to bark skin myself.
Bad today.
I know that feeling. I just can't.
I haven't got you on. I'll add you though with that. Don't forget you've got to hit your token.
Mine's not catching.
So you were 6.
Let me try that again.
Starfire, you on? No, I've got you. I'll just add you.
Right.
You got 8.
You're like, damn it.
Oh, now I get a 19. Now I get a 19. Once I retry.
You actually put your token on. Wolf of Fisk, Esmeralda. Ezzy.
Has anyone got Esmeralda open?
Yeah. Esmeralda 19. There we go. Okay. Descending. And so, Fisky, you, my good man, are up. What are you going to do?
Yell out to them.
Fellow adventurers like you.
Stand down.
That's what you do?
Yeah.
So tiny does it
Yeah.
sound like? So tiny does it sound like?
As I rotate to my left, with my bow, that's behind me. I'm not a gnome.
Right, so that's your action, and the response is that a longbow goes towards Wolfrel.
Not a good response.
Almost as smooth as, what was his name? Aramis, or whatever his name was, out of Lord of the Rings. Another one goes as well. For 21 for the first one with 5 damage, and 10 for the second, which is a miss. So, Wolfrel, you take 5 force damage.
Is that with my bark skin? Is that with my bark skin? Gets me.
What's your armor class?
Can't be less than 16.
Yeah, so 21 is a hit.
5, did you say?
Yeah, 5 force damage. And, yes, the arrow flashes past in some sort of translucent form.
Bastard.
Okay, the next warrior stands up and moves towards you.
Do we know what the things are?
And Fist, I'm going to let you have an opportunity attack if you wish on this, because it's moved directly across in front of you, and it is basically
Spectral longbow. Doesn't sound good. Tim.
right. So sorry. So let's just come back. So 25. So 11 force damage from the long sword. Wolfrel.
11.
Yeah.
11.
Fisk, you hit and you do. Oh wait, you've got to be at disadvantage of that range, my young man. Did you mean short bow or short sword?
Short sword, that should have been. Sorry.
Sorry.
I was thinking on short sword.
Saved by the Duncan.
No, they're just above each other.
Come on, quick. Otherwise I'm taking a short sword at disadvantage. Either way, you got to roll something again. Either do short sword. There we go.
Easy, mate. Easy. Coming. Easy, mate.
17.
Coming.
Dun. It doesn't feel like it's going into flesh.
Are these things undead?
They look it.
Doesn't feel like it's going into flesh, but there's something there. The 27 damage is what you rolled.
I think this might be a good time. To
Esmeralda, tell me what you wanted to do, and I shall make it happen for you.
What is her attacks?
Esmeralda can do spell casting. She can multi-attack, make 3 attacks, 2 with a rapier, 1 with her hand axe or her silvered short sword.
And do that and move 30 feet, right?
And she can target one creature she can see within 30 feet of her, and she can do a curse. While curse, the target has vulnerability to one type of damage of Esmeralda's choice. When the curse ends, Esmeralda takes psychic damage.
psychic damage.
So if she moves 30 feet, can she still attack this one?
Yep.
Can she still
Sure
attack
can.
this one,
Yep,
or
but
out of
she can
range?
only move 30 feet. So where's she gonna go?
Where is she?
So he's just out of range.
He's out of range.
Yeah.
He's out of range. Oh, stupid roll 20. Oh, stupid roll 20.
So what do you want to do? Someone tell me what Esmeralda's doing, although I'm skipping a turn as she wakes up.
She's got to move forward.
She's got to move How far?
Forward.
She can move 60 feet if she's taking no action.
When my roll 20 reloads.
When my roll 20
unless someone else
Okay.
can, unless someone else can.
I don't see a character sheet.
Wolfrol,
so I
what
don't
are you
see a
doing?
character sheet. So
I'm going to
Big stab.
reach into my shirt and I'm going to pull out this holy symbol of Ravenkind. I'm going to have a crack at turning undead.
Alright.
good plan.
Alright.
Good plan.
I like it.
Let's read through this then.
I like it.
If you have the turn undead or the turn unholy feature, so do you? Can you turn undead?
What does that mean? I thought the thing turned the undead.
If you have the turn undead or the unholy feature, you can expend 3 charges when you present the holy system while using that holy symbol, while using that feature. When you do so, undead have disadvantage on their saving throws against the effect. So you pull it out, you show it at them, and it has absolutely no effect. Right, that was a great move. Okay, next warrior.
I don't have that feature. I don't know what features I have. How do I know what features I have?
Tell you in your character sheet that you can turn undead, which is generally a cleric paladin type thing. Not so much the druids. Okay. Old mate here. It's on to you, Fisky. Doesn't like that. Stabbing his mate. And he's upon you. And he is slacking you. $11 and 12 to hit. You dodge and dodge and dodge, and it slashes around to no effect. Starfire, seeing all this after you've coughed, blurted, "Mother!" What do you do?
I will move forward. To get within range. Sorry, I just want to check. Because Radiant Sunbolt. So I can move forward a little bit, right? Yeah. So I'm going to move forward and then cast Radiant Sunbolt at the spectres.
Okay, what's Radiant Sunbolt? Is it at one object?
It is. Range spell attack with a range of 30 feet. You're proficient with it, and you add your dexterity modifier to its attack and damage rolls. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's handy. I'd be using cantrips now. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, you miss anyway, so that's great. Okay, thanks for that. Ia. Back to Ia now. Ia, what's Ia doing? And that's where Esmeralda's going. Oh, look at you. You are the chief of Wiggly Line Drawing.
In her 30 feet range and attacks with her.
Yeah, if you've got a magical weapon or something, make sure you let me know it's magical.
Okay. Ia attacks with her blood spear. Yes.
10. Okay, you're hitting the wrong thing, so you've missed. You only have the one attack, don't you?
No, I have 2 attacks.
Well, do that again, but hit the right button. There it is, and it still misses. This spectrally, phantomy warrior thing ducks back. Okay. Spectrally warrior phantom thing fires longbow at Esmeralda as she begins her trek towards him. He goes, like, look at this.
Did you miss my turn? Did you miss my turn?
Are you even on the board?
Yeah, 22. I was the
22. I was the
first in the turn order up.
Yes,
first
yes,
in the turn
clearly
order
I missed
up.
you.
Neil.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
So I'm going to use a bonus action.
So I'm going to use a bonus action. I'm going to disengage and move away.
And that's it?
That's it.
That's your action.
That's my action, but I have a bonus action.
That's my action, but I have a bonus action.
I will work whether I can
run out that will work whether I can then fire my
what's
short
the bonus
bow.
action?
So cunning action is my feature, which is a
cunning
bonus
action
action.
is my feature, which is a bonus action. I get every turn. Dash,
So that's a
disengage, or
bonus, so you
hide.
can still
So
take
I
your
dash.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
So what are you gonna do?
I'm firing my bow, but sorry.
I'm firing my bow, but sorry.
Is your standard bow? Yeah. Cool.
I don't have any magic.
I don't have any magic shit, unfortunately.
Oh, nice. Which one were you targeting?
I'll
just draw to
the
it.
same one. Yeah. Okay.
That guy there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy there.
That's okay. The arrow seeks into it and just sort of splinters up against a tree beyond, but you do see some sort of physical effect is created on the creature. The next one shoots towards you, my good man, with a 17. Does that hit?
To me.
Yes.
To me. 17.
17.
Take 1 force damage.
Yep.
As some sort of bizarre ethereal type arrow flies through your shoulder.
How much damage?
1.
How much damage?
So using my uncanny dodge.
Using my uncanny dodge.
Reaction to halve that damage.
Reaction to halve
Okay,
that
so you get
damage.
Yep. Okay, for a wolf roll.
Yep.
Another sword attack. Boom, 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 boom. Coming at ya. 22, 21. Oh my god. So a total of 7 plus 5. So 12 force damage in total from 2 strikes.
12. Okay.
Yeah.
12.
Esmeralda.
Okay.
As he moves to this one that's in front of her, that's in front of her, and what's her magic weapon? What's her magic?
Is she firebolting, or she's actually just rapiering?
Firebolting. Firebolting.
So she stands back then.
Yeah, sorry. I don't have a character. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
don't have a character.
She decides to do lightning bolt.
Okay. Okay.
Is that Esmeralda? Is that Esmeralda? That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
Right, and so that critter needs to do a dexterity saving throw. Oof, 18. Spell save DC 14. He does it. So half as much damage on 86. Ooh, 29. Look at that. So 15 damage. Oh mate. Zappity zap zap.
Did it hurt him?
About that.
Did it hurt him?
Boomski. Okay. Wolf roll.
Yeah, I'm going lightning as well. Yeah, I'm going lightning as well.
Okay. So you're going to step back or just going to do it right there?
I'm going to step back, but I'm also going to be aiming for extremity, away from me, centering it right on the target. God, I want to fry myself.
Oh, that's 30 damage. That one right in front of you just basically explodes into ethereal plasmic stuff and just disappears. No longer a concern. And the one behind it, giving advantage to, but it fails and it takes 30 damage. That
Well
one
done.
disappears as well.
Well done. Great job.
I know, that was pretty lucky. Because it's pretty much in a straight line, and it says that the lightning bolt goes 100 feet. So even though you didn't actually articulate that, the mechanics of it meant that I gave him advantage because you weren't actually literally aiming at him or trying to get both of them. But he failed. So with that, it's this guy's go, and he suddenly turns around and goes, "Oh, this does not look good." And just begins to just disappear into the ethereal plane.
Oh.
And you see it still.
Yeah.
And it starts to move away. Want to chase it or anything?
Nah.
And with that, it just disappears into the mists. Esmeralda returns, running over to Wolfrul. Wolfrul, darling, are you okay?
Well done for lightning.
Yeah, thank you. And Esmeralda did pretty well with lightning. Is she okay? Is Esmeralda okay?
Yeah, Esmeralda's okay.
I didn't realise she could even cast stuff.
I didn't know, did I?
No one's bothered to ask her.
That was impressive, Esmeralda. You could cast lightning bolt, Esmeralda.
Yes, I've studied the magical arts. I'm in fact a 7th level spellcaster.
Oh. Wow, we'll have to compare spells sometime.
Sure. We could have a little cup of swamp juice and discuss it in great detail. It would be wonderful.
Right.
And with that, that's where we'll leave it tonight. We'll move you back to the main main map. And dawn now has broken, and you find yourselves on the edge of the forest. The Lunar River, easily accessible now, no swamp. Flowing to you, and as you look up, as the eastern sunlight in a rare moment catches the huge enormity of Mount Garcus to the southeast, you begin to just understand how far and how high you will need to climb. Perhaps somewhere in there is the Amber Temple. You're not really sure where, but you are sure by your map that some many miles to the southwest lies the Selenka Pass and a bridge across the Lunar River. So
Starfire's going to forage for breakfast.
Right. Forage away.
Done. 19. Done. 19.
Right. Well, you find suitable marsupials that you can catch. You also find some mushrooms and some sort of beets that are growing close to the river that seem to be mostly edible.
Oh, nice.
Wolfrul, you are just exhausted, you're damaged, you feel, whilst there's no flesh like or blood, it's as if you've been cut or pierced by those swords. But you feel a great trauma has been done to your body.
Don't worry, girl. I gotcha.
Don't worry, girl. I gotcha. We've got food.
Rat.
Have some rat.
So you're doing any healing or anything, or you're just hanging out?
Yeah. How many people need healing? How many people need healing?
Not many. Not many.
Who did get attacked? Who did get attacked? No one.
I didn't get hit, so I'm good.
I didn't get hit, so I'm
Just
good.
me and Esmeralda then. Just me and Esmeralda then.
Yeah.
Is she healing herself, Duncan? Is she healing herself,
No.
Duncan? I asked her if she can heal herself. I asked her if she can heal
She
herself.
says, it's nothing but a flesh wound. I will be fine in the morning. Today I will heal. It is just sore.
Oh, that's helpful.
Oh, that's helpful.
You, on the other hand, are a little bit more than sore.
Yeah.
I can cast healing word.
Yeah.
I can cast healing word.
I can cast healing word on myself. I can cast healing word on myself, I think.
So 15 hit points back on. So feeling slightly better after that, not as sore. But that's where we will conclude. Oh, good, great stuff.
Sweet. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much.
We've lost your video.
Yeah, my internet's been starting. losing signal, so I turned the video off because of bandwidth.
No worries. All right, thanks guys. That was a good, slightly different. A little bit of action at the end there, though. It's sort of survival through the, walking through the lands of Barovia and the swamps. That was quite interesting.
It's a good check.
Yeah. It's always good to remember the whole survival.
It's always good to remember the whole survival, check water skins thing, right before we jump out of our moving carriage. Are we actually prepared?
Oh, I'm gonna love seeing how you go when it starts getting cold. All right.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks. Now, Maddie, what's are you gonna be able to play?